Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Wizard World Virtual Experiences with the microphone on, everyone. As the crowd applauds wildly from the safety of their homes. Let us hear it. We can't hear your actual applause, but we can feel the love from around the country and around the world. Folks watching from all different states in the United States, but also Canada. I saw someone from France on Facebook right now. So truly, this show has had a world and a global reach, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. As always, remember, this is a completely free panel streaming live on Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram and YouTube to the comfort of your home. You can always at us at Wizard World with any of your questions for these amazing two actors that we're about to bring out in a few seconds. Just know that in addition to this free panel, there are some amazing paid virtual experiences, once-in-a-lifetime experiences that you can take advantage of as well. If you go to wizardworldvirtual.com, again, that's wizardworldvirtual.com, or you can just scroll on down on Twitch and click on the logo there for the amazing world of Gumball. That will take you to our website where you can purchase one-on-one video chats with these next amazing gentlemen that are about to come out. Those will be on sale throughout the hour until the top of the next hour when they will take place. So please take advantage of those now if you can. In addition to those one-on-one live video Zoom chats, you can also purchase autographs and video recorded messages for those that are participating. If you are looking for some memorabilia or works of art from our amazing artists and vendors from past Wizard World virtual experiences or past conventions, head to wizardworldvault.com. And that's wizardworldvault.com. It's our best attempt right now at an online convention floor. We are adding more artists and vendors as we speak. So definitely head there for signed memorabilia, works of art, and amazing artist crafts from all of our vendors at wizardworldvault.com. So WWV for both, wizardworldvirtual.com, wizardworldvault.com. That's enough housekeeping for me. Let's bring out these next amazing actors. 6 seasons, and they were part of it for the biggest chunk, the longest tenure as the title characters, Gumball and Darwin. Let's first bring out Gumball himself from the Goldbergs, Dragon Rescue Riders, True Blood, the voice of Gumball Watterson. Let's hear for Jacob Hopkins, everybody.
Woo! How we doing, everybody?
What's up, Jacob? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, the fans are loving it. They're so excited as well. Ton of love already happening in the comments. So thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
People watching from Brazil, too. Oh, my gosh. This is so cool. All right, let's give it up for Gumball's best pal in the world. Love Origins 1 and 2 when we find out the true story of how they became friends. Let's bring out Darwin from A Girl Named Joe and Days of Our Lives, the voice of Darwin. Let's hear it for our next gentleman. We're going to call him TJ, everybody. Let's give it up for TJ. Terrell Ransom Jr.
Hello.
Terrell, I did the exact opposite. I was like, I'm going to give him his full name, Terrell Ransom Jr., but I feel like we're buddies already, so I introduced you as TJ. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the panel. Welcome to this virtual stage. We appreciate you for being here.
No problem.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for having us.
This series, my gosh, over 200 episodes, 6 seasons. You both had tenure as these characters. First off, I just want to say what I think an amazing job this series did in just kind of recreating the whole animation genre, but then for giving the characters their just due by allowing people of the age-appropriate voiceover work has been awesome. And so we've experienced 3 different sets of the characters, but obviously you all were with them for the longest in the middle. And just cool to have, young people voicing young characters. No offense to the amazing voice actors out there that can put on that voice, that childish voice. But so awesome to have you all be there with us and be there for some of the most, I think, like pivotal episodes and really where like this series started to take shape. So again, shout out to you all. Speaking on behalf of all the fans out there that love the show, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd love to get started.
Really
What's that?
I said that really just means a lot because like coming from you, of course, but like I think me and Jacob both realized how much like an impact like the show has on like just people's lives, basically, like our age or older or younger. And it's just like, it's just crazy to be a part of something like that. Like really, really.
Yeah,
For sure,
there's
yeah. I second
there's fans
that.
watching. Yeah, there's fans watching from around the world. It's crazy how what a global impact it had. Obviously, it was huge in America, but we've got folks watching right now from France, from Brazil, that just love the show right now, and they're in the chat. So I want to get to some of what I feel like, were the impact of the cartoon in a bit. But I want to start off with y'all. You have been in the industry since you were young children. Obviously, Jacob, you started as a young vampire on True Blood there.
A young lad
gentleman,
of 1 million-year-old vampire blood DNA person
a
thing.
young lad. Yeah, and then Terrell or TJ, obviously Days of Our Lives, my gosh, also as a child actor in that, or a young actor. I'd love to hear a little bit just about your early days in the industry, and then how that ultimately led, to your work as a voiceover actor, and that has now continued on in other properties. I just like to hear some of your early stories, being young and being on sets and things like that.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I was super young when I started. My dad actually, I'm gonna like quote Star Wars here, like my father before me was a voice actor, and I branched off on that, and I was like, I want to say like 4, 5-ish, when we were just one fateful day running errands together, and we stopped by his agents, and they looked over at me. I was doing very important 4-year-old things. Okay, I was like trying to see like the Thing could defeat the Hulk, and that was like my jam. So it was really, really important. And they looked over at me and like, oh, who's this little one? Is he interested in acting? And immediately, like, I just dropped the scenario I was creating. I was like, yes. What's acting? I didn't even know that I could be in that magical box that shows all the glories and fantasies and wonders. And I started out doing like print commercials, and I started out doing live action. I had no concept of voiceover, and I wasn't.
Sure.
I love cartoons. I grew up on cartoons, but I didn't really know and like get into that until I was like 11. So I had already done like True Blood, like you just said, where I played Alexander Drew. And I was like 11 when I started voice acting. And I kid you not, my very first audition and gig that I booked was Gumball. And
So cool.
It's crazy how
that's still crazy to me to this day.
TJ, how about your start? Obviously on Days of Our Lives, a huge soap opera that's run for so many years. Tell us a little bit about your experience there, being on set for the first time as a child, and then moving on to voice acting.
It's crazy how it started. I remember when I was younger, like I really wanted to be like an actor and stuff. So like I used to tell my mom when I was little, I'd be like, Mom, like I want to be on like movies and TV shows and magazines and stuff like that. And she was like, yo, you're 3, you don't know what you want. And I'm like, I do, literally, I can tell you, this is what I want to do. So then I moved to Los Angeles, which is where I live now. And literally I got an agent, a manager, and one of the first jobs that I had actually got was Days of Our Lives. And I was going to play an autistic kid, which is like something when I was like 3 or 4, like whenever I started, I didn't even know like autism was a thing. So like,
yeah,
for that to be one of my first roles, I think was just such a great like learning experience, just basically starting off like that. But yeah, it's crazy, especially when you're young though, because no one really expects you to really take things like seriously, or just to be as professional as usually child actors are. So it's funny when you're growing up around these people. They're basically like your second family and stuff like that, and they always are complimenting you like how professional you are and stuff like that, which is always really fun. Ego booster,
Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. What was it like? I think we lost, and for those watching at home, we lost Jacob.
Yeah, I noticed.
So it's all on you, TJ. You gotta lead this entire panel until Jacob gets back.
Okay, I'll try.
You got this. What we'll do is we're trying to get Jacob back right now. But if there's a question, you need to answer both as yourself and then also what you think Jacob would have answered the question.
Okay. Is
that a cool role until he gets back?
Yes.
All right, but before we get to the series and Gumball, but then so what was it like moving from Days of Our Lives to voice acting, and you know were you trying out on different other voice acting gigs before that, or was this like your first big one?
I had done like a few, mostly when I was younger, and then at the time I had switched agents and then got back into it. But I was just trying out for like a lot of different roles at the time for voice acting, and then I had got an audition for The Amazing World of Gumball, which was a show that like both me and my dad had been watching before, like the first few seasons. We like had binged all of them. We knew all the episodes and everything. So then I was like, yo, this is my chance. Like I have to get this, you know? And so oh, there he is. There he goes. So I had auditioned for it once and they liked me, so I happened to get a call back. And then I was recording at the studio. They recorded and they do like the auditions, and they had us basically like basically record one of the episodes like as we would if we had actually booked the show. Sure. And so doing that, it was crazy. I had never done anything like that. Like the way it was basically over FaceTime, because everyone like who mainly works on the show is in the UK. So it's just me and Jacob, like and who plays Anais. It's just us in America. So it's crazy like that. It was so eye-opening to work with someone who's so far away but so close, which I gotta thank technology for that, you know. But working on the show, especially if it's like one of your favorites, is like mind-blowing. So yeah, it was such a good experience.
That's so cool. Yeah, shout out to the creator, Ben Bucalet. Such a cool, innovative genius, really, like animation genius. You know, in terms of the stuff that he did, not only the style of humor, obviously it has that very like abstract British style, you know, of old British comedy mixed in with a very fast-paced like American style of animation. So kudos to him for just really creating such an inventive series with all different styles of animation going on. Jacob, we lost you for a little bit. It's okay. We're just
my internet just decided to just not be consistent on this plane.
We were gonna have TJ answer all the questions as him and as you.
Okay, TJ, can I hear your impression of me real quick?
Your impression? Okay.
Oh,
yeah. So when I started, I was very young, and I had never done anything like this before. And yeah, that's my impression of TJ.
You forgot to make me sound like a dork, but it was pretty much on point. Where was I?
TJ. No, it's okay. TJ mentioned that TJ mentioned that he had previously watched the show a bunch and was already a huge fan because, you know, 2 seasons had been out before you all came into it. Had you previously watched the show before coming in, and did you know much about it beforehand?
Oh, yeah, I did. And that's why I was like super excited during the whole process, because it came out when I was like 9, and I had been watching it for that period of time for like 3 years. So I was definitely stoked, and it was a really cool process. TJ, I think I kind of like came back to earth when you were talking about this, where it's like you went through that whole testing of like all the episodes and stuff. Yeah. So that was like, man, because I had learned so much about voiceover just from like those tests. And like just that alone prepared, because like it wasn't just like, we want to see if you can do this. They would like help us along the way. Like they would step by step instruct us on how to do things and the technical aspects of voice acting. And it was a wild ride. And then one day they just decided that we became strong enough and our power levels were big enough to be a part of it.
That's so cool. So they really like took you along like under their wing essentially and kind of trained you.
Right.
How long of a process was that? Like how many months? Was it
like
as how sorry, what again?
2 months for me, I want
Wow.
to say. Yeah, just of like going in, and like I wouldn't go in every day, but I would still have to practice all day every day on my own time too, because I would have to prepare for what I would be going into. And it was great, man. Like it was such a cool experience. I've never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, that's a good segue because a lot of the fans are wondering. So let's get to some of these fans' questions out there.
Right.
Joseph Damiano watching on Facebook. Also, Super Thomas 55 watching on Twitch. They just want to know like what was it about these characters that made it so awesome and made it so memorable, or maybe not even the characters but the show. You know, like what do you think still stands out to you that specifically just like was like, yeah, that was amazing.
Oh man, no pun intended, right? Oh yeah, you know, pun.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say it's just not like any other show because of all the different styles of animation just mashed together. And I've heard like different opinions of people like, I love it because of that. And then they
Sure.
say, it's so unsettling to me, and that's why I love it. Like, there's just so many different opinions on that because no other show has like had claymation, 2D, CGI, just like all matched together. They even have live action in it too at some points with Sussy, and
Yep.
they included like they've included actually TJ and I in the show. I remember there was one episode where it was like it was that whole episode parroting like the controversial topic of like video games make children violent, and
Yeah.
there's one character in it named Ocho who's literally an 8-bit video game character, and he's like kind of like really like, oh man, you know, I feel really attacked right now. And I think it's Mr. Small. Yeah, it was Mr. Small. He's like, Ocho used to be such a good student. This is what he used to look like, and it was a picture of me. So like they would even do that too. Like they would like meta break, and yeah, they would really meta break. I don't know if you want to, go ahead and touch up on anything you want to say, TJ. I think also just like Kelly's when we were kids too. Like we just threw ourselves into it.
Exactly. I think for me, what just really just made me love this show was how funny it was. Like it was actually like a really well written, good show, you know? Yeah, like just the comedy. I could find me and like my dad just constantly watching, like laughing, like from our stomachs, like belly laughs, like at the show, like, and I really don't get that when I'm watching like comedies and stuff like that often. So for that to happen, you know, the show's got to be really good, and I think that's what we had. You know, we had a good one. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy what like you all mentioned it, you know what I mean? Like it evolved. The show evolved all over the 6 seasons as well. And Jacob, you mentioned it. It was like there's definitely like a comedy learning curve to the series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, you come in and some episodes you're like, I don't know if I like this. Like I don't know if I think it's funny. But then you realize like halfway through, you're like, oh no, it's genius and it's hilarious. You know what I mean? And
there was one episode I really loved that was basically like what you are saying is like you go and you're like, what even is the point?
Exactly. Yeah.
There was an episode called The Check, or no, it wasn't The Check, but it had something to do with the check. It was called The Something Man. Like I usually remember these names, but it was an episode. It was a season 3 episode, I think, where it was literally the joke was, and it was intentional. I like asked the writers and stuff, and they said, "Oh, yeah, this is intentional," was that there was no plot because there were just some episodes of Gumball that kind of go nowhere, and I think there was a punchline at the end that's just like, you know, things just kind of go nowhere, and that's the lesson of life. But it was still genius because that was the whole point. I don't know.
Right. I think there's always just a time where we're like reading a script for an episode and we're like, okay, we'll try it, you know?
The awkwardness. I'm just gonna say that. The hot
well, yeah. And at the end of the day, that is that was the point, right? So even at that crazy episode where there was no plot, that was the point, that like life just is like that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And sometimes you deal with craziness and it's okay. Or, you know, the diversity, you know, obviously the diversity was shown through like wacky animated fantasy characters, but the point was it's okay. You can be a 3D animated dinosaur, or you can be a flat drawn ghost. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's okay.
Yeah. And everything at the end of the day, it's all absurd. It's all okay. You know what I mean? Everything's going to be all right, which is why it was so beautiful. That's why the show's so cool. You talked about some of the episodes that, yeah, of course. Well, you know, and I'm speaking not only for myself, but all of the fans showing the love. And age, my gosh, the age gap is huge too. I mean, we've got a 7-year-old watching right now who loves the show still. Megan King, 7-year-old. Oliver is watching in Mississippi. I know that I'm not 7 years old, but I still love the show.
I am at heart.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about favorite episodes. You started to talk about them a little bit, and a bunch of fans are asking. Valentina Schmidt 20, watching from Brazil right now, and a bunch of other fans as well are all asking. Is there an episode? We mentioned a couple, but is there an episode that stands out as like one that you're like, oh, this was dope. This was my favorite.
Ooh.
I have my answer already. It's been the same for like I don't know how many years. For me, it's definitely the origins. You know, how Darwin got his legs. It was a question I always had. They never told me the real answer. And then to have like a dedicated like 2 episodes to how it happened was like it was perfect. It's always been my favorite episode. I also had it was like one of my first like songs in the episode as well. So like that was super fun to record. So yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. It's a great 2-parter. I love that. That's one of the best ones.
Yeah. Just imagine, TJ, you're just like I like the phrase that I wanted to know for years and they didn't tell me.
And they
like scroll out papers. What does this mean?
It was a mystery. So many years.
Dude, I love the bros, and I always say it at every panel, but it's true because I have a brother, and TJ, you're my brother too, and it's like it's what it basically is Gumball spending too much time with Penny and not enough time with Darwin, and that's the whole point. And like Darwin gets jealous because of their bromance, man. It's falling apart. But in the end, they realize that no matter where they are, no matter where they end up, together is separate. That's never going to go away. And it's a really heartfelt, warm episode that I love.
Awesome. Cool. Well, shout out to folks watching all the way in Brazil. My gosh, could you ever imagine that the show would have such a worldwide reach like this? And all subtitles, it's all your voices still. Yeah, it's insane how again, we've got people right now watching from France, Brazil. If you're watching from another country, shout it out in the comments and I'll throw a shout out to your country. But crazy, right? What's been the fan? You mentioned, Jacob, you mentioned a bit about being at conventions and things like that. What's been the fan experience like? And, you know, coming and just being known for voicing these characters. I'd love to hear just a little bit of you chat about the fans.
Yeah, it is so surreal, man. It's like we go to these. I think the first convention we did was SAC Anime, which is in Sacramento, California, and and we did that together, and we had never done a panel or autograph signing or anything like that before. That was the first. And I remember just like the look that TJ and I gave each other when we went up to do the panel. Because I'm not kidding, like the entire room was filled, and we kind of just looked at each other like,
all right. It's crazy.
It's literally crazier to think about because those aren't the only Gumball fans. There are even more right now. Like there are people all over the world. So even alone to have a whole room of people filled there, just like all these people who like grew up with the show or were introduced to it by their parents even. Like I've talked with families like that before, which is crazy. That's so surreal. And it's like you kind of like built, I wouldn't say like a legacy, but just like, like a we built an empire. We built like this kind of like this nostalgic group. And it's really cool. and I'm really grateful. It's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. You really never know how like they're gonna go. So, yeah, SAC Animated was our first, and yeah, it was crazy because you're like, I was literally so anxious, like on the plane ride there and stuff like that. I'm like, is there gonna be people there? Are they gonna know who we are? Are they gonna like our show? Like you really never know until you're sitting down and you have people going up and saying like, "Oh, I flew out here just to see you" and stuff like that. And then you're like, wow, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's like, it's heartwarming, you know, especially when doing the panels and stuff like that. Getting to meet people who are really into the same stuff you are, especially like anime and stuff like that, is really cool. So yeah, it's I've never been let down like having an experience at like one of the cons and stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And, you know, sadly we can't have the physical cons right now, but
Right.
you know, what's been so cool about these virtual ones is that we're reaching a lot of folks in countries where maybe the conventions don't come to, you know what I mean? Or they haven't been.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So we're reaching, you know, all your fans from around the world that didn't get the opportunity either because of distance or maybe, you know, a physical disability or something like that can't make it are now getting to experience this. So again, shout out to you from the fans just for being here because this is super awesome to have you all.
Thank you.
Quick reminder to the fans. We've got about 15 minutes or so left in the panel. It's flying by, but you've got about a half an hour left. If there is a specific question for both of these gentlemen, not only about Gumball, but about all their awesome other series they're involved with, definitely take advantage of those one-on-one video chats. You're not going to get an opportunity like this ever again. I'm going to say it right now. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to just chill virtually on Zoom with these amazing dudes. So definitely purchase those. They were available for the next half hour or so to the top of the hour. So check those out. We talked a little bit beforehand, Jacob. We were talking a little bit about the evolution of the series, right? It started off, and then all the characters that were introduced, and how really by 5 and 6 got super meta in a cool way, knowing that they're a TV show, knowing that they have this wide cast of characters that have this now lore built around them. You know what I mean? And obviously, Gumball and Darwin being the two main characters. But a question from Super Thomas 55 watching on Twitch, and a few other folks asking similar questions. Do you have a favorite character besides yourself? So besides Gumball and Darwin, is there a favorite character that you're particularly drawn to in the series?
Besides me, huh? I say Clayton a lot. Yeah, you're right. I say Clayton a lot because he's like the only claymation, clay animated character. And I love claymation. I love the process it goes through. And the process is really interesting because parts of it, when they animate Clayton, parts of it are claymation, but then parts of it are CGI, but they make it look like claymation. I remember there's one episode where he like transforms into a plane and he takes off with Gumball and Darwin. And so like the whole transforming into a plane parts that, you know, were claymation, but the part that really like, I actually need to ask Ben Bokley, the creator, if this was claymation or not, because you know how in like, say like Wallace and Gromit, when like clay characters are flying through the air, it looks really smooth and real. And like, there's something about like the camera tracking it that's really cool. Looked like that. I'm sorry, I'm a geek when it comes to animation, but I was like, whoa, this is really real. And like, they put so much into this.
Awesome.
I
TJ,
think
favorite character?
I think for me, I was watching recently, and I gotta say, Mr. Small is one of my favorites right now. I was watching, I forgot what episode it was, but it was one of like the early ones. I think Jacob, you usually know what they're like the exact episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my
I'll quiz you. It was we were like trying to channel our like rage and stuff. And we were doing like a therapy session.
Rage.
Mr. Small. And oh my, I was watching that and I was dying. And I was like, yeah, new favorite character right there. Yeah.
You both mentioned
Great.
earlier.
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about. Is it like we take sorry. No, but it's like we take like these wooden boards and like smash their faces in it and like beat things with baseball bats and it's complete. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was watching that. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Dude, I know what you're talking about. Okay. And I look like a complete dumbhead for not knowing.
The complete gumball. Fans, help us out.
What's that episode goober called?
What's the episode called that we're talking about?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
It's an early episode. It is. I know it's not like season 4 for sure. It's before that. Probably early season 3. But yeah, please do.
You both mentioned that you grew up watching cartoons. Obviously, Jacob, you've got some animation right behind you there. Was there a particular like cartoon? This is a specific question from Edward is Cool 93 watching on Twitch. Was there a cartoon that you grew up with before Gumball that like, or even that you watch now that like really sticks out to you as like something that inspired you to get involved with voice acting and animation? Is that it? Yeah.
Right there, buddy. I was also like, I think the only like anime I grew up on was Dragon Ball, but I also grew up in stuff like Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, like all those classic Cartoon Network shows were like definitely like pivoting points in my career where I was like, yeah, I want to do voice acting. What about you, TJ? I've actually never asked you this. Like, I don't even know.
It's crazy. I can really say like the only thing that I was like, I just got to give it up to Tom and Jerry, you know. I literally nonstop. Nice. I watched that like every morning, almost every day. It was literally hilarious to me. And yeah, I think that's like in pertains. I started watching more animation as I got into like, you know, watching besides like cartoons and stuff, but like Tom and Jerry definitely like left an imprint on me, and like Looney Tunes and stuff. I think I still have like the DVDs somewhere like of those shows. So yeah, for sure.
That is so cool.
They set the bar. Tom and Jerry and Looney, they set the bar for like how far you could go in a kid's
you really did.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How violent can you get?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
How many hammers can you get nailed with?
Right.
I still haven't met like I still haven't met a voice actor who can do the Tom scream. That is so iconic. I love the Tom.
Yeah, they're like, wow! I can't.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's and there's so many different variations too. That alone, just the audio is so funny. God. Tom and Jerry, man.
Yeah, it's nostalgic.
Was there fans are wondering about like this is a good segue, you know, talking about voice acting and like the incredible things they did early on, but and won the finger. I think that's it. And won the finger. And a couple other fans are just wondering if you have a favorite line. Oh, and Super Thomas again. Favorite line, or was there a moment or a line that was just like hard to record because of just the sheer absurdity of it, the hilarity of it? You couldn't stop laughing. That sticks out to you as like just a memory of just like absurdity.
The butt slap song was like half the pain of my existence and half this is probably the funniest thing I've ever recorded. The butt slap song is a song that Gumball sings in the episode called The Slap. And Tobias, the school jock, putting that in quotations, he slaps people on the butt as like a athletic way of saying, hey, you're cool. But he doesn't do it to Gumball. And that kind of makes him feel really sad and depressed. And he starts singing this Mulan parody where he's like wondering if he's not good enough, if his butt's not good enough. And that was I would say it's pretty absurd. I would like put that on the absurd scale.
I really can't think of any like absurd ones right now, but I just know my favorite one. Literally, I don't know why I remember this so much, but it's the episode. I think it's like the curse or something. I can't even think of like the full plot of the episode, but I think there's like a curse put on the family, and then it gets like lifted, and like they're like dreaming for like they're like wishing for a like a ticket to like this theme park or whatever. And so like they're literally like in a hospital because like the curse that's been put on us or whatever. And so like the tickets like flying like through the window and stuff and like coming in and everybody's like and then it gets shredded up by a fan. And then my line, I go, "Yay, I wish for snow." And literally I was dying recording that. Like it's like the last line in the show, and then it just ends. And I'm like, now that's hilarious. That's my favorite line.
Oh, that's so good.
I always find it interesting. How isolated are you all? I know every animated series does things a little bit differently. Are you guys pretty much? I know you clearly are friends and friendly to each other, obviously. But are you pretty solo in the booths for this show specifically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a one-person booth. Yeah. So like, I have memories of just like, because I would record early in the morning, and then TJ would come later. So I go and record, and then he'd walk in. I see him at the corner of my eye at like the last minutes of my session, and then we walk out and be like, "Yep, tag it in,
got it."
Yeah, we tag each other in. Oh, that's great.
So good, so good. Yeah, you got a high five. Come on, best friends off screen, best friends on screen. You know what I mean? And that's what we want.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think the episode. So I'm going back into the comments. The one we were looking for, the drawing. It's called the drawing or the picture. One of those two was the episode you were talking about, Jacob.
Okay. Word.
Oh, the anger one, like
with the Wallace and Gromit reference.
Yeah, that does sound familiar. Okay. Oh, God, I usually remember this. I'm so disappointed in myself.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jake. Like,
no, it's fine. You can possibly ruin the whole panel, maybe ruin the entire day, but hey, it's not a big deal.
What's your favorite part? Jeremy Rich wants to know what your favorite like quality or characteristic of your character is. Maybe something that relates to you, or just what your favorite part of Gumball and Darwin is. Like what that characteristic is that you think is the coolest.
I think
TJ, you can go first because I got.
Okay. I think one of my favorites is basically how Darwin like realizes basically sometimes how crazy Gumball is, but still like will never like abandon him or his plans. He's always willing to help out no matter like how big of a failure it is. I think that's just like he's very loyal. Very loyal character, and I think that's like a good trait. I think that's a good trait. I think I have, but I don't know. Yeah, but that's I think one of the best that Darwin has.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's also like that can like correspond to real life because I'll like say certain things and TJ will kind of just be like, all right, dude. I hope I don't share this quality, but I love how freaking funny it is with Gumball is like he will like talk out loud his crazy, stupid, insane, dangerous plans. And Darwin will be on like the side and be like, "No, do not do that." And like it'll be something like, "I'm gonna jump off this roof," and then he'll be like, "Don't do that." And I'll be like, "You're right, Darwin. I should do it with flames painted on my shirt." You know,
exactly.
It's like that Plankton and Karen thing from SpongeBob, where it's like I'll say something, and then you'll talk me out of it, but I won't listen at all. And it's only at the point where I'm like, "Why didn't you talk me out of this?"
Exactly.
There's been, I don't know if you all followed the series, after you left. Again, I mean, credit to the creators for allowing the voices to stay with the age of the characters. Sure. We missed you both when you left, but it was cool to just see different people's takes on it for sure. But you guys obviously are the voices in our heads, being the most having the most episodes under your belt. But, you know, everyone's biggest thing with the series, and I know Ben mentioned, you know, that he was done. He was done with the series. He was happy where it left, but it left on a major cliffhanger. You know, have there been any rumblings or talks, or like, what would you love to see happen to the characters, either in like a movie or a prequel or more episodes? Do you guys have any like personal things that you'd love to see happen?
Jacob, you always answer this question so well, bro. I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah. Well. I actually, like the last panel we did, I only had one answer, but now I have two. But I still think my version is better. The one that I just thought of like a month ago, was like a spin-off where we can get more of like the origins timelines when we were babies.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would work because there's a lot of like baby spin-offs right now. So I don't know, maybe. But I really want, and a lot of people want this too. I hope I'm not alone in this, but a Gumball movie. And
yeah, for sure.
How it would happen, but, and by the way, I'm not like leaking anything, all right? Like this is not spitballing. I'm not like, there are no works in for a Gumball movie as of right now. But I was hoping it would have to do something with the void, because it ends on that, right? Like,
yep,
the whole world of Elmore, and if there's like parts of that outside of the world, I don't know, get sucked into the void, right? And that's the end. We're like, what? And we gotta remember, like, the void is the place where all things that are forgotten go. So my theory is like, oh wait, the show is over, and like it's technically like forgotten, and that's why it's in the void. And I thought it would be really cool if like all the Gumballs and all the Darwins team up because they got into the void, right? And like there's like what, 2, 4, it's like 6 of us, right? Team up and like try and bring the show back. And I think that'd be really cool. All of us are different ages, like Logan and Quinn, hardened adults who have been living in the void for years. TJ and I are like, I'm 18 right now. TJ, you're like 17, right?
16. I'll be 17 in
yeah. So like we would be around there, and then I don't know, dude. Like, so much could happen. That's just what I think would probably. Who knows? Maybe it's just like some spinoff where like it's Star Wars parody.
Jake is like this crazy dude, and he's just like a bunch of like, you know, like if we go back in time and there's three of us, like he's just. I just imagine that while you're coming up with these theories.
Wait a minute, Doc. You tell me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean.
Nice.
Yes, Marty.
We could get Rick and Morty in here. We could get Rick and Morty about it. You know what I mean? I think.
I don't know. I mean, I would love a crossover. Like we just have a portal gun. Oh.
Well, let's be honest. Gumball. I mean, when Gumball really set the bar, you know what I mean? They started doing that absurdist. Obviously, SpongeBob. I mean, listen, SpongeBob was the OG, right? Of just like, we're gonna be crazy, off the wall. You know what I mean? And you guys are the SpongeBob and Patrick of Gumball, obviously. You know what I mean?
Wait, who's Patrick? That's important.
No offense, Terrell, TJ.
I'll accept it. You know, I'll accept it.
No, I was gonna actually say, like, can I be Patrick? But all right,
that could be a cool twist. I
guess I'm SpongeBob.
Man, we got the ideas. We got this whole thing. You got to turn that into a treatment, Jacob. That sounds good. You got the whole thing. We could bring back all 3 sets of voice actors.
So picture this.
Yeah. Back to the Future elements, crossover with Rick and Morty. Maybe SpongeBob shows up. Who knows? Oh my God. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe we could just, like, you know, make like $1 million off of it too. Like, maybe I'm just
spitballing.
Yeah, just an idea.
People are saying Gumball is Patrick. People are saying maybe Gumball is Patrick.
Yeah,
maybe Gumball, because like, listen. Darwin's like the kind of like goofy, cute character, which Patrick is, but you got to remember that Gumball is a little dum-dum in the brain, and like these really ridiculous plans. So who really knows?
Well, we hope we're keeping our fingers crossed, and we want to see the return of you all as Gumball and Darwin for sure. I almost said Gumball and Patrick, but that would be. Hey, we're almost out of time. We got one more question, and I just want to say thank you both for being here again. I know Gumball really affected a lot of people of all different ages when it was out for the 6th season. It was out. So thank you for the voice talent that you lent to it. And congratulations to just the success of the series, but then also your continued career in voice acting and acting. And we look forward to, all your future projects once we get out of this crazy mess we're in right now.
Right.
We look forward to seeing you all again. So we appreciate it. And to the fans,
thank you
for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching, fans. Again, if you have a more specific question, we tried to get to as many as we could. Shout out to Jeremy Rich, who asked about the movie for that last question. But if you want to ask a more individual question, purchase those one-on-one video chats. It's going to be a super awesome time where you get a super amazing time where you get to experience the world of Gumball and Darwin. But I just want to end again. There's a bunch of kids watching, and that's what's so cool is that you both started as young actors and you're continuing to have success. And so I'd love to just hear a little bit quickly from you all about just a shout out to all the kids out there that might be aspiring to be actors or voice actors, just any tips or just sort of shout outs or some love you can send them. And then we'll kind of wrap things up.
Yeah, of course.
You want to start it?
Well, yeah, go ahead, dude.
Okay. I think the main thing is just, be afraid to like take the plunge or to, maybe miss out on some things because, what happens, like, there's so many roles and opportunities you're able to get like throughout the time that you're like acting and stuff that it's super easy to get discouraged if, say, for instance, you don't get one maybe that you really wanted or one that you thought was for you, but or if you got really, really close but just didn't nail it. But it's fine because that happens for like everyone. I don't know. I wonder how many like roles Leonardo DiCaprio has missed out on. Who knows, Yeah. But yeah, I'd say the first main thing to be is get like an agent or something to represent you, and then from there just do your best. Never like take the easy route when you're learning your lines or going over a script or something like that, because you just want to give your all like you would be filming like for real. So that's what I have to say.
Cool. Thanks, TJ.
Yeah. I also wanted to touch up on something that saying, TJ, where it's like, take like the opportunities you can. I want to like kind of go from there and be like, take all the experience you can, because you could be working on, something, really low budget, like an independent thing. Will probably, indie theaters and film festivals and stuff, but that experience alone, like, it doesn't matter how famous, because you're not gonna, realistically, like, there are people who have just like landed this one thing and then their career explodes, right? Evangeline Lilly like did nothing and then she got lost and now she's huge, right? But I want to say, like, build it up. You're not gonna like explode instantly. It happens, but it doesn't happen often. Take the experience that you can. Whether just be even teaching yourself technical aspects, of like voice recording programs like Audacity or something, learn everything you can, research, definitely get an agent for sure. You were saying, TJ, you want like representation, you want to get yourself out there, right? Acting classes too, that was huge. I started out doing acting classes. Like, I had nothing under my belt, no experience, but I was doing acting classes so I could learn, how to act, right? And I would take voice acting classes, which are really cool because not only do they teach you how to act, but they also teach you all the technical aspects of voiceover, which is awesome. Like, like most workshops have a booth. They'll like, have you in like learn how to voice act. And just like the moral side, do your best, like you were saying, TJ, never give up. Never give up. It took me, let me put it this way. I started when I was 4, but I didn't get Gumball until I was 11. So 7 years. It took a long time. Right. And if you have that perseverance and have that belief in which you should, because you can do anything you put your mind to, you can do it. So that's all I got to say. But yeah, always keep that in mind, all that stuff, internalize it, and do your best.
Right. Yes. Very true.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate it. I know the kids at home that are watching appreciate it. Shout out to all the parents out there that have been homeschooling their kids and taking care of their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we know your love your kids and you're supporting them. So we appreciate all of the hard work that you've been going through these past few months, working jobs and again, trying to teach them lessons and things like that. So we hope this was a fun little break for you all. Gumball, there's over 200 episodes. They're all on Cartoon Network and Hulu. It's a very cool series about individuality and the celebration of it's cool to be whatever type of character or being that you are. So if you're looking for something to binge with your family at home or your kids, there's some adult things in there too, but that's for you. Parents. That's for you. Definitely check it out. Again, thank you, gentlemen. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your day. All you folks watching from around the world on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, please give another virtual round of applause. Let me see those likes, those heart emojis, all of them for these two amazing gentlemen. Continued success we wish you in your careers. One more time for Jacob Hopkins and Terrell Ransom Jr., everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
We're waiting with bated breath for that treatment, Jacob. The Gumball prequel movie that features some sort of reference to Back to the Future. So we're excited.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Darwin, we got to build this time.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go. We got a little, what's Darwin's response there, TJ?
No, we're definitely not going to do that because something's going to go wrong.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
No, you're right. You're right. We should, build a time machine. Maybe out of a car, out of a DeLorean.
I like it. Thanks.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What a treat. Cool dudes. And they are going to be taking a little break. They're going to head out of this meeting here to take a little break and then head to their one-on-one video chat rooms. Again, there's still time. You still have 15 minutes or so to purchase those one-on-one video chats, but they're only happening today in the next hour. So if you'd like to take advantage of that, nice birthday present, nice treat for yourself, whatever you can do, definitely participate in that. The autographs with them and also the video recorded messages where you can submit a fun little blurb for someone's birthday or well wishes or just a little treat for yourself. You can purchase those. They'll be available throughout the week. We are Wizard World Virtual Experiences. I am your host, Mike G. Please continue to follow us at Wizard World on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to find out what upcoming panels we have. There's some really cool ones, y'all. We just announced, we just talked to the cast of Gumball today. This Saturday, we'll be talking to the cast of Game of Thrones. Sunday, the cast of Versailles. Woo! Vampires and werewolves next week, y'all. We have the cast of Vampire Diaries on Wednesday, followed by the cast of Teen Wolf on Thursday, and then the cast of Perfect Strangers on Friday. And keep paying attention to social media because we have another exciting announcement for Friday evening. I don't know if it's been posted yet, but it rhymes with Arvel's Unaways. That's your clue. That's your only clue. So that's going to be happening Friday night. Some cool and amazing Q&As with some amazing casts coming up. You can find out more information on wizardworldvirtual.com. Again, that is wizardworldvirtual.com. Also check out signed memorabilia, works of art from our amazing artists and vendors at the Wizard World Vault. That is wizardworldvault.com. On behalf of Wizard World Virtual Experiences, I've been your host, Mike G. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.